welcome back to my channel. I want to talk about Andrew and Candice in this last episode of Love During Lockup. So finally the wait was over because I've been waiting weeks now for Candice to finally get out. She was finally released this week. So she walks out of prison and the first thing the girl wants is a cigarette, which I don't blame her. She probably needs a cigarette to deal with Andrew. And plus, it's got to be overwhelming with all the cameras. But Andrew kept putting it off like, oh no, just give me a second. Let me do this real quick. Then you can have your cigarette. And you could tell she was just so frustrated. But he gets on one knee and proposes to her in the parking lot of the prison. You know, can't get any more romantic than that. And he went on this whole spiel that her mom came to him in a dream and said that she wanted to have Andrew marry her daughter. I knew the father passed away years ago when I reported one of my old videos when I was doing a deep dive on her, but I didn't know that Candice had lost her mom too. So it sounds like she doesn't have either one of her parents. And why is he just bringing up the mom? Why isn't he saying, oh, you know, I got permission from your dad too? I don't know. I'm not really buying it. The mom came to him in a dream, and I don't like how he said it that way because it almost feels like manipulative, like she is all of a sudden gonna have to think about her dead mom and be like, oh, if she came to him in a dream, then I want to make sure I make my mom happy. I don't know, I just felt like Andrew is laying it on way too thick, and you know, it seems like Candice is laying it on pretty thick too. She's got that high brainwind voice going on, you know, that really high-pitched tone where you can tell it's just fake. You can tell it's not real happiness. She's just trying to put on a front, and she's trying real hard to feel like she's enjoying Andrew hugging on her and kissing on her. But after a few hugs and kisses, she's like, okay, this is way too much. You gotta back up and give me some space. And he's like, I'm gonna give you some space, baby. And then she wanted to get in the back of the truck because I feel like that was the only thing that was going to make her feel better at that moment. Smoke a cigarette and she can think about, okay, yeah, I may have to deal with this dude, but at least I got this nice truck out of this. And she was sitting there, and after she just told Andrew she didn't want him all up on him, he's all up in her grill, literally like breathing all on her face. And she's like, man, back up. I need my space. She said she's not a very affectionate person, and I'm sure this is going to be overwhelming for her, but I just don't think she's into Andrew at all. And she even said that her type is nothing like Andrew at all. Andrew does not know this girl at all. He just knows what she's wanted to show him in order to get him to send her money while she's been in prison. And he's already seeing all sorts of red flags since she's been out of prison. And he's overly affectionate. She doesn't like affection. They're complete total opposite. I don't know, I just don't like when dudes propose as soon as a girl gets out and then want to rush and get married that same day or like within days. It just feels like you're trying to hurry up and trap this person into a marriage before they change their mind because you have big insecurities that it won't work out. And otherwise, I just don't understand the big rush. So they start talking about the game plan, and apparently Candice has to go to like a halfway house for, I think she said 60 or 90 days or something like that. And she's unaware if she's going to be able to leave while she's there. And Andrew already has her set up with the truck, the apartment. He gave her all these other gifts like the Timu Louis Vuitton bag that he got that he broke the little zipper off of, and he gives it to her, and she's talking about, oh, you know, I just love Andrew for everything he does for me, but she has to make sure she throws it in there that she doesn't ask Andrew for this stuff. He's the one that offers it. She said that when she started talking to Andrew, she said something like, oh, I don't got lotion or shampoo. And Andrew was shocked. He couldn't believe something that was a basic necessity for him out here in the free world was something so hard for Candice to get in jail. So he's like, well, send me a list of whatever you need. And you know, she probably put everything on that commissary menu down and sent it to Andrew. And sure enough, he bought everything for her. He had her spoiled, living good up in prison. And, you know, she was prison rich up in there, probably with all the honey buns and all the body lotion. I can already tell it's not going to work. I mean, we already know from the spoilers that have came out. But just the fact that, you know, he would not stay out of her face. Like, when someone says they're overwhelmed, you know, give him some space. And he's like, well, am I overwhelming you? And she said no. And she was just trying to be nice to him. And the cameras were rolling. But you could tell deep down, the girl was cringing for dear life. And she just wanted Andrew to back up. It takes a special type of person to be able to deal with someone as affectionate and all up in your face, breathing down your neck all the time like Andrew. You have to find someone that's just as affectionate or more to deal with that. I've tried to be with people like that in the past. It's not for me personally, and you can tell it's definitely not for Candice. And now I want to talk about Michael and Joey. And pretty much Joey went to go see this like trans performer who's like a local celebrity in the LGBT community where Joey's from. It looks like his friend was always going and doing like all these different drag shows all the time, and Joey wanted to get some advice on how to spice things up in the bedroom with Michael. So she told him, you know, it's always good to have a lot of spit. And, you know, that's good advice. I mean, a lot of spit, and try to incorporate dirty talk. And the thing with Joey is he's just so reserved and shy, and he doesn't feel comfortable doing that and letting his little freak flag fly. And Michael is just freaky deaky out here. That's my biggest worry, is that Joey isn't going to be freaky enough for Michael, and then Michael is going to get bored and want to seek out other people while he's with Joey. And so Joey's trying to do what he can to prevent that. So he was trying to get some tips from his friend. His friend gave him some really good tips. And Joey was like, you know what? I'm going to go get me a hotel room, and I'm going to go practice, you know, some freaky deaky stuff there and pretend like Michael's this cucumber and do some dirty talking. Apparently, Michael told Joey that his head game sucks, so Joey's got to work on those skills before Michael gets home. And then Michael ends up calling up Joey, and Joey thinks they're about to have, like, some sexy time over the video visit, you know, or have some kind of intimate experience. That's why Joey claims he got this whole hotel room. But there's something else on Michael's mind instead. He brings up that he found out from a mutual friend that Joey's out here on the hookup site still. And he didn't say, like, if his profile was, like, active, if he was posting anything on there, but his profile was still up. And Joey, his reaction kind of shocked me, because he's like, well, you know, you're in prison. What do you expect me to do? And it's like, okay, but if you got Michael, which I doubt he's being exclusive to you when he's hooked up with every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the prison, it seems like in the past. But if he's pretending like he's being loyal, you would think that Joey would not be out here seeking other people to hook up. But you know what I think he's trying to do? I think he's on these hookup sites to get some practice in so he can sharpen his skills for Michael. Because why else would you get a hotel just to go beat off or, you know, watch some X-rated videos? You could have done that in your car. You could have waited until everyone went to bed in the house. You could have locked yourself in the bathroom. I mean, I guess if he's going to be talking to himself and practicing dirty talk, I mean, you could have still done that in your... I feel like the real reason he got a hotel room is because he was talking to someone on that hookup site, and they were planning to come over after he got done dealing with the film crew for the day and talking to Michael. I feel like that's the real tea right there, because why waste all that money on an expensive hotel room just for that? And then he didn't even get that at the end because Michael was upset with him for being on the hookup sites. And I was thinking that Michael was the hoe out here, but it looks like Joey might be too. For all we know, Joey could be out here visiting the local glory hole every weekend trying to get some practice in. But maybe that's what I really think the real tea is and why he got that hotel. Let me know what you guys think about all that in the comments below and what you guys think about Candice and Andrew in this season so far. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.